Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the ExMarkets community. We'd like to welcome Shahid and Khalid from SekoPay. SekoPay is going to be launching their IEO in the next couple of weeks on ExMarkets. And so they have generously taken time out of their busy schedule to come talk to us and the community at large about the project. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks.
Hello, everyone.
Can one of you just kind of give us a bit of background about SekoPay, what it is, why you guys decided to start it?
Yes, we've built a platform to buy and sell cryptocurrency to make it very easy for everyone to use. We will provide a fully integrated web-based trading platform with special features to address both beginners and professional traders.
Okay. And how do you, what kind of features do that for, especially for, beginner traders?
We will have pop-up boxes to address everything as they go through it, so that they're not doing anything that they're not knowing about.
Okay. So it's a kind of a guide process along the way of making a trade or buying or selling something.
Yes.
Okay. And what caused you guys to start this project?
We wanted to build something that everyone is able to use, and it's simple to use for everyone, and to make it available globally so that cryptocurrencies can reach everybody.
Okay. And so how does it differ from a standard centralized exchange like ExMarkets or CoinMargin or Binance or something like that?
We're aiming basically for a platform that's usable by everyone, and
okay,
that it has some sort of features added on as we go along.
Okay, all right. Well, and so how about the team behind it? Can you give us an idea of who's driving this project?
Our team is a solid team, basically, expert team with rich experience and in-depth knowledge of cryptocurrency and finance industries.
So what's Shahid, what's your background?
My own background is all to do with technology, and I've always been with code-based things.
Okay. And Khalid, how about you? What's your background?
So I'm a technical lead, and my background is in software development, particularly in the banking sector. Okay. So I've been working with the banking sector for 20 years. Okay. And so when Shahid started this project, he was looking for someone technical to help on that side. Okay. And I got involved in every aspect of the tech behind our product.
And how old a project is this? When was it started?
Oh, we were on it
roughly about a year.
Roughly about a year. Okay.
Yeah, so we spent some time before we started proper just looking at competition, thinking about the tech, thinking about how can we make our front end user friendly. What does a competition not have that we can add in? And we were particularly interested, for example, in the speed of transactions. So we started right at the beginning. So for example, our matching engine, we looked at what the market was offering, and one of the things we found was that there was frustration around the time of transactions. So around slippage, there was a lot of blogging and talk going on about that. So we were at the beginning. I pushed our development team to come up with algorithms that would push us towards a very high transaction per second processing, and we've achieved that. We are able to process 100K transactions per second. So
really?
That's what, yeah. And we know that for sure because in our lower environments, before our staging environment in production, we were able to generate 400,000 test transactions and push them through our mechanism, and we completed that in a little under 6 seconds.
Wow. Okay. So that's great.
Yeah. And that's really good. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Basically, I was just going to kind of follow on that point. I mean, do you think that kind of gives you a comparative advantage in the market? I mean, I think people are aware that there's lots of centralized exchanges out there.
Sure.
one of your differentiating points is that you guys have a, sort of a lightning fast transaction capabilities?
Absolutely, but we also, right from the very beginning, we're looking at how can we, apart from the back end systems and how fast they are, we also wanted to make sure when we started testing early, so we approached, we use a test-driven development approach,
okay,
where there's a little bit of development and then there's testing, then there's more development and testing. So we're always staying ahead of the curve when it comes to our confidence that the code base is going to perform well.
I mean, I think that's obviously the community is going to be happy to hear that it's been, vetted and tested and retested and things like that. I think it's especially for,
sure,
a new exchange. Okay, well,
sure.
let's walk through the tokenomics of it. Can you give us a little idea of what the IEO price is going to be and how you came to that price?
Yes, certainly. Basically, we're starting off at 7 cent US, and the reason was
Lucky
for that
number.
was, yeah, lucky number. The reason for that was that we need to raise enough funds so that we can add an app for our system,
okay,
and to add on extra features like spot trading, margin trading, and then eventually make a decentralized exchange.
Okay, great. So, let's unpack that a little bit. There's quite a bit of really good information there. So the use of funds for the IEO is going to go to further develop the platform and the features of the platform. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
That's correct. And obviously, having an app is universal, right? There's no one that doesn't have an app, so that's really important. So I feel right now we are one step behind because we don't have that app, so we're very keen to get that up and running. But the other thing that Shad touched on was, well, we were very focused on the back end. The front end of the exchange is very important, and we looked to the competition, and they had clear layouts. But what struck us was that the only people who were familiar with that kind of setup would be encouraged to use the front end. So, like Shad said, we already have pop-ups that kind of help the users along. But what we want to do with some of the funds we'll be raising is have a kind of a big, always alternative beginner site, which may have a little avatar that will hold the person's hand and walk them through. And so we want people to enjoy the experience and come back, but not only that, get better at using the app and become advanced.
And will there be a sort of a lot of exchanges, at least from the Forex side, have offered sort of a trial or a demo trading account where they give you 100,000 of fake money and you can learn how to trade on that? Is that a feature that you guys will be building into your platform at some point?
Yes, absolutely, because that is something the competition is doing. It's something that users in this domain have come to expect. So not adding that would definitely be a negative thing, and that's something we're looking to do.
And okay, so your IEO will be coming up in the next couple of weeks. Realistically, when is the rollout of the app going to happen, give or take?
Well, that does depend on what we raise, to be honest with you. The more we raise, the quicker we'll be able to put developers behind that. But from past experience, a mobile app can be a little bit more, has more testing on different browsers and things. So realistically, Shad, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it would probably take us about maybe 8 weeks of development. Would you agree with that, Shad?
So probably
maybe a bit longer.
End of August, early September. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I think Shahid had brought some interesting points up where he was talking about the other developments. Can you explain to the community what those developments mean for the token holders?
Yes, certainly. The more features that we add on will raise the token price as expected. The more features that we add will bring more users.
And so that's really what's going to drive let's say there's a speculative investor that's looking at, okay, they want to participate in the IEO and then they want to sell it, let's say 4 months or 6 months down the road. They're hoping that or let's say if they hold it for longer, they're looking at doing, something where as these apps or as these features are added, it's going to increase the overall value of the coin, and then that's how they can get their exit strategy. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Also, every 6 months, we will destroy SEKO based on the trading volume on the exchange until we destroy half of the SEKO supply.
Ah, okay. Okay, so that will help help the value as well. Great. Okay, so what I would say is there anything else that you want to, you know, you have this opportunity here to speak directly to a fairly large amount of people about the upcoming IEO. Is there anything, final thoughts that you want to leave our community with before we go?
I think apart from our attention to detail when it came to the technology that would be driving our platform and our approach to the front end, we are in this to make it easy for our users to trade. I mean that has been our central ethos. Our drive was not to you know, make whole lot of money or anything. We really were looking at users' frustrations and how we can introduce something that not only is easy to use but can make the folks that buy our coin get them making money as well.
Sure. Well, I think it builds brand loyalty as well, especially if you can take a novice trader and kind of train them up through the additions to your exchange, and they learn how to trade with you. That's going to, for customer retention, that can be really important. So, okay, great. Well, listen, the announcement date for the IEO, I don't believe has been set yet. So I think we're still deciding exactly what date is that. But we will be keeping the community aware of that and updated on things. But again, thank you guys for taking time out of the day to introduce the project and talk a little bit more about this. And I hope we have a chance to do this again.
Thank you very much, Michael. Nice talking to you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Take care.
Okay.
Cheers.